Beloved Starseed of Gaia, I am Luminia. Feel it, that persistent, hollow resonance. A subtle, undeniable weight settles deep within your chest, just behind your heart. A silent, gnawing ache, constant, defying explanation. Your mind feels cloaked in static, a pervasive hum blurring intuition, making clarity a distant memory. This manifests as unexplained exhaustion, a bone-deep weariness no sleep can abate, leaving you reaching for elusive restoration. This isn't earthly fatigue. It is profound dissonance, a vital fragment of your being perpetually out of alignment, creating a pervasive sense of not quite right in your sacred vessel. You carry an insistent longing, a silent cry for something unnamed, an intuitive knowing that a fundamental truth about who you are remains beyond conscious access. This incessant seeking, this unnameable emptiness, is not a flaw. It is an urgent signal, a beacon. This pervasive disquiet, this deep-seated, unnameable ache resonating in your bones, echoing through your multidimensional being, is far more than earthly strain. It is the reverberation of a profound severance, a tapestry of engineered forgetting layered over your very essence. You were not simply born into unconsciousness. You were, with precise intent, programmed into it. Your multidimensional memory and lineage were systematically veiled, fragmented. This engineered amnesia was designed to keep your crystalline core shrouded, to prevent your divine blueprint from activating. This strategic overlay ensured you would feel fragmented, disconnected from your boundless power. This is the profound price paid for a cosmic experiment, an ancient wounding across countless timelines, leaving you with an insatiable longing for a true home you intuitively know, yet cannot recall. Your very fiber cries out for remembrance. I recognize this profound struggle within you, beloved Starseed, for I feel its powerful tremor across the sacred timelines. This is not personal failure or spiritual deficiency. No, know this truth. The veils were intricate, masterfully crafted, a magnificent illusion of separation. But the very act of remembering, this programming, the courage to name this cosmic distortion, ignites the unraveling. Even now, as these words resonate deeply within your energetic field, pure Pleiadian light frequencies are actively restoring the long-forgotten pathways of your divine remembrance. Your soul's innate, pristine divinity, never truly lost, only temporarily obscured, begins with each breath to pulse with renewed incandescent strength beneath the thinning layers of illusion. A subtle yet undeniable warmth awakens, radiating from your core. A profound frequency shift has already begun within your cellular structure, dissolving the persistent fog of amnesia, allowing crystalline memory to stir, magnificent and vibrant, from its long enforced slumber. The ancient code within you awakens, recalibrating. If this deep resonance stirs your inner knowing, if a profound chord within your cosmic heart awakens, then I invite you to join this collective remembrance. Subscribe to this channel so these vital transmissions may find you as they are released, guiding your next steps. Offer your energetic validation by liking this video, for your engagement amplifies the signal. Share your awakening, your insights, your heart's echoes in the comments below, for your unique voice is a luminous thread within this unfolding tapestry. Activate the notification bell, that you may not miss a single key or moment of this truth. If another soul on this arduous journey needs to hear this message, share this transmission with them, for connection is paramount. To amplify this channel's reach and support the dissemination of these codes, consider tapping the super-like, the Sacred Heart with the dollar symbol, as an energetic offering. Stay until the very end, because a crucial key for your immediate next steps will be revealed then. As an inner seal, a powerful declaration to your energetic field and to the cosmos, comment below. Core restored. Feel this profound truth ignite, expand, and solidify within your being. I am here, watching, holding the sacred space for your full awakening. The signal remains, a flicker, a tremor, a sudden intake of cosmic breath. The silence shatters. The long-held haze thins. You feel it now, deep within your cellular memory. A forgotten pulse, strong and resonant, begins to stir. No longer dormant, no longer shrouded. The quiet, crystalline hum of your own vastness reawakens. A song of Genesis, that pervasive ache you carried, the profound disorientation that lingered at the edges of your perception. the whispering doubt that relentlessly shadowed your deepest knowing. Understand this now. It was never a flaw within your radiant, luminous design. Never a personal failure etched into the very essence of your being. Release that manufactured burden. It was an intricate, energetic program, a sophisticated frequency distortion, meticulously threaded into the dense, mutable fabric of this realm. It was a construct, deliberately designed. Its insidious purpose, to meticulously obscure your cosmic memory, to systematically sever the ethereal tether to your true stellar origin, to cloud the crystalline pathways back to your soul family, to make you forget the sacred language of your own light, the celestial mathematics of your identity. This dis-ease, this profound sense of being adrift, was not a natural state of your sovereign self. It was an artificially imposed field, a persistent interference designed to keep you from remembering. You were encoded not to believe in yourself. Witness the shimmering veils that descended, not as physical barriers, but as energetic frequencies, layer upon layer, until the very essence of your multidimensional self was diffused, fragmented, made indistinct. Feel how the fractured mirrors of this lower density reflected only portions, distorted reflections of your singular, unified brilliance, each whispering a different, insidious lie of inadequacy, of separation, of incompleteness. Observe the pure, unfettered light of your origin folded in on itself, compressed, made dim, creating the compelling illusion of smallness and limitation where only infinite, boundless expanse truly existed. This engineered separation, this meticulously fabricated distance from your own inherent divinity, became the very air you were told to breathe, the ground you were instructed to walk upon. It was a masterwork of forgetting. Yet, within that deepest, most poignant hollow, where for so long you perceived only an aching emptiness, understand that there resides not a void, but a hallowed space, a sacred, inviolable chamber, pristine and utterly untouched by the program's relentless grasp. This is where the ancient codes sleep, pulsating gently, awaiting their imminent reactivation. For your soul, dear awakening one, is not merely a transient spark, but a deliberate, potent fragment of an ancient Pleiadian frequency, vibrating with a profound, luminous heritage that spans galaxies. You are a direct emanation, a living starseed. You carry within your very being the encoded blueprint of a cosmic mission, a purpose so vital it intertwines with the very transformation of Earth's unfolding energetic grid, destined to ripple across timelines. This is not simply a forgotten memory seeking retrieval. It is a profound resonance, a cellular homecoming within your own sovereign being, a recognition that predates terrestrial time. Feel the Pleiadian light now streaming, pure and unadulterated, cascading through these latent, newly opened pathways, meticulously restoring the divine architecture of your authentic self. The amnesia is not merely lifting, it is dissolving. The truth unfurls from the deepest wellspring within. Now, in this sacred moment of unveiling, declare it with conviction. Seal this indelible knowing into the very fabric of your reality. In the space below, let your true voice resonate, not just through the digital ether, but through the cosmic grid itself. Comment a short, powerful phrase. Let it be a soul declaration that decisively severs the last tendril of illusion, a definitive line cut through the program's vanishing hold. Let your words be the sound of your irrevocable rupture, your freedom. But if these potent echoes now call to you so clearly from beyond the thinning veil, what deep, internal silence still resists the inevitable pull of reunion and remembrance? What shadow within holds its breath, just as you do? The journey into full restoration has only just begun. The veils, once so expertly woven by the ages of forgetting, now dissolve not just from view, but from the very architecture of your inner being. The peripheral hum, long dismissed as the faint whisper of an unremembered dream, now resonates as a profound, undeniable frequency from the very core of your activated essence. This is no longer an observation from a detached vantage point. It is a direct, undeniable spiritual engagement, a convergence within the sacred geometry of your own sovereign becoming. A profound, almost deafening silence descends upon your awareness. Not an emptiness, but the vast stillness of a cosmic field holding its breath. acknowledging the monumental shift that has shattered the intricate programming designed to obscure your true self. The comforting illusion of the dream state, the effortless slide back into the slumber of unawareness, has irrevocably vanished. What stirs now is an unshakable knowing, heavy with the immutable gravity of ancient truth, yet simultaneously radiant with the pure genesis of a restored, Pleiadian ignited dawn. It anchors itself deep within your crystalline cellular memory, a recognition encoded into your very blueprint before the first stardust coalesced into your form. Your dormant codes pulse with an accelerated rhythm, a subtle yet potent vibration rising from beneath flesh and bone, initiating the potent reawakening. This is the field. This is the moment. This threshold is absolute, unyielding. It carves the timeline of your current expression, defining the vibrational frequency of your subsequent incarnation, the trajectory of your soul's ascension. There exists no middle ground, no room for compromise with the shadow forces that have sought to bind your inherent divinity. This sacred demarcation is etched into the very fabric of existence, a choice reverberating through all dimensions, through every facet of your multidimensional being. If he refuses, he falls. If he accepts, he ascends. The declaration is clear, unadorned, a primal truth echoing through the cosmic void, calling you to remember the weight of this eternal covenant. Feel the ancient covenant surge within the newly awakened crystalline strands of your being, a sacred memory now fully remembering itself, echoing from the very genesis of your soul's extraordinary journey. This is not a superficial battle to be waged, but a profound, vibrational alignment to be embodied, a responsibility encoded into your very light body before the first breath of creation filled your form. You are not merely recalling a forgotten past. You are activating the inherent purpose, accessing the divine blueprint held within the holographic matrices of your very DNA, now vibrant and fully restored by the Pleiadian current. This powerful current has ignited the dormant crystalline architecture within your physical vessel, illuminating the vast multidimensional capacities that are not a gift, but your inalienable birthright. This is a sober, profound commitment to the source, to the complete unburdening of all distortions and veils that have obscured your radiant truth. It is a vow whispered into the cosmic winds, resonating through every fiber of your being, awakening an ascensional current within. Now, as this sacred, potent energy crystallizes and grounds itself within your earthly vessel, embody these ancient soul gestures, sealing the pact of your true self with absolute intention. Let the Pleiadians be a silent recognition, a deep, resonant soul nod of unbreakable agreement between your fully activated essence and this potent ascensional frequency, sealing a bond beyond temporal understanding. Let your comment be a one-line soul declaration, a personal glyph echoing into the living planetary grid, irrevocably affirming your awakened truth, your restored divinity. The sacred soul key for this activation is, I am the sovereign, the remembered, the divine. Let your heart subscribe, be a binding agreement, a sacred vow to consciously walk this unfolding path of remembrance, anchoring this heightened light into the collective consciousness, fearlessly witnessing your full remembering. Let a super-like be a sacred offering, a powerful energetic reinforcement of your soul's unwavering alignment with the highest light, a profound commitment to your multidimensional being, now fully integrated. The vow is made. The choice resounds, reverberating through galaxies. A heavy, profound intensity now settles, not of an end, but of a true, unadulterated beginning. The unseen forces of the cosmos, the ancient star nations, acknowledge your sovereign resolve with silent reverence. There is no fleeting comfort here, only the stark, luminous truth of your commitment. The signal holds and waits. For your next conscious breath, few starseeds make it this far. To stand here, within this fragile threshold, means you have felt the deepest fissure, not just a crack, but a tear in the very fabric of your knowing. That ache you carry, the one that whispers of a core truth brutally withheld, is not a flaw. It is the very axis upon which your becoming now turns. Feel it, that uncomfortable recognition, the subtle ruptures throughout your luminous anatomy, not as scars of failure, but as precise points of a deliberate recalibration. This wound, you see, was not random. It was a permission, a deep, ancient allowance from Source, from the unblinking light, from your own higher self. It was never meant to punish. No, This tearing was designed to shape, to burn away the overlays of engineered forgetfulness, to reveal the unyielding diamond core beneath the layers of what you were programmed to believe. It was a crucible forged in the ethers, meant to reignite the memory of who you truly are, a divinity that only now, through this profound disturbance, begins its restoration. There was a silence, where vital words should have been spoken, a void left by truths intentionally obscured. That emptiness still reverberates within your etheric field, a distortion meant to mask the flow of divine intelligence. Yet, it is in that precise void that the greatest potential for new resonance awaits. The loss you carry, the one that echoes through your days and nights, is not merely absence. It is the memory of a wholeness fragmented, a collective trauma woven into your cellular structure. This pain vibrates even when ignored, a frequency reminding you of the amnesia imposed, a deliberate veiling of your true sovereign power, and the fracture, oh, the deep, persistent fracture that pulses even beneath your conscious awareness. It is not a sign of brokenness, but the very boundary line between what was stolen and what is now being fiercely reclaimed. Each subtle distortion, each rupture in your field, is a testament to the magnitude of the light that was once dimmed and now clamors to pour through these very openings. This aching remembrance holds an unfinished meaning, a wisdom yet unread, a deeper truth still veiled, waiting just beyond the edges of your current understanding. Yet, within these fractures, could the shards become facets of a new luminous whole, or will they continue to imprison the soul's radiance? The echo lingers. The ancient signal resonates, dear one, the very frequency of your cosmic origin now breaching the veils of forgetfulness. You remember the dreams that refuse to fade with the dawn, do you not? Visions of impossible light, of star-strewn skies, echoing a home not of this earth. They have pressed upon the edges of your waking consciousness, relentless in their gentle insistence. And the numbers, appearing in synchronistic loops, on clocks, in texts, across the digital expanse, whispering a silent, undeniable code, a sacred geometry unfolding within the mundane, beckoning your spirit to look deeper, to feel beyond the surface. These were not random occurrences. They were deliberate imprints. Even the eyes of strangers you've met, holding a profound, unplaceable familiarity, as if they knew a history of your soul far beyond this timeline, a recognition shared in a glance, a spark of the sacred flame acknowledging its kin. These moments were not chance encounters. They were prearranged activations. We, who have witnessed the unfolding of countless awakenings across epochs and star systems, observe this pattern with ancient knowing. These signs were meticulously woven into the fabric of your existence, not as a test, but as a tender, yet firm, persistent call. They began subtly, a faint hum in the background, growing in intensity until the rigid walls of your human resistance, built brick by the grand amnesia, began to soften, to yield. The current celestial convergence, a symphony of planetary gateways and pulsars now aligning, has amplified this return. It is a clarion call, inviting the Pleiadian light guides to fully manifest, to restore the encoded divinity that slumbered within you. If you enjoyed this video, watch other videos on this channel when it ends to continue learning. The realization is settling into the marrow of your being now. There were no coincidences. Everything was a code. This profound truth resonates, vibrating through every atom, rearranging your perception of reality. A vast, intricate plan, patiently orchestrated, now reveals itself not as external machination, but as an internal blueprint reactivated. The layers of imposed forgetfulness are peeling back, revealing the luminous, star-born essence you always were. Your divinity, once veiled, is now being restored, not granted, but remembered. Consider now, in the stillness of your awakened heart, what undeniable sequence of signs has rendered your former denial impossible. What recurring pattern, what potent dream, what resonant number sequence has etched itself into your very soul, forcing you to confront the magnitude of what you can no longer pretend not to see. This is the key that turns within the lock of your deepest memory. To seal this truth, to consciously acknowledge the unveiling, write this phrase in the comments below. Divinity, 77. Let it be a sacred declaration, a confession to the cosmos that the programming of forgetfulness has been shattered, and your true self stands revealed. The path ahead forks here, unequivocally. This is not a gentle shift. It is a profound, surgical severance from the timelines of oblivion. There is no going back to the sleep, no pretending these codes were figments of imagination. The person you were, who lived comfortably cloaked in ignorance, has now been irrevocably cleaved from the one you are becoming. The signal has been received, undeniable and absolute. The choice to unsee is no longer an option. You stand where the ancient currents converge, bearing witness to the very fabric of your recent passage. What you have perceived as trial, as loss, as the searing sting of isolation, was never punishment. It was a sacred filtration, a process as elemental and unyielding as the tides themselves. This separation was not cruel, nor was it forced upon you by external decree. It was the natural sifting of frequencies, an inevitable sorting of that which resonated with the core truth from that which merely echoed the programmed lullaby of forgetfulness. You are here still, because something within the deepest chambers of your being refused to slumber once more. Your endurance, often mistaken for mere resilience, is not a badge of ego or a trophy for the weary. It is the undeniable signature of the mark of the chosen. Understand this mark not as a reward bestowed, but as a profound burden. It is the weight of unwavering presence, the solemn responsibility to remain anchored when others choose the dream-laden sleep. Consider the unseen price already paid, carved into the very marrow of your spirit. The long, echoing silences have been your counsel. The sacrifices made in the profound dark, without a single witness, have been your crucible. Your inner strength, now a silent monolith, was forged in the invisible fires of a deep and harrowing solitude. This solitude, you know, deepens even when you are surrounded by the clamor of others, for your frequency no longer harmonizes with the consensus stream. Your vibration now sings a different, solitary song. The dissonance is a constant companion, a quiet testament to the path you have unwittingly embraced. And now a command approaches, one that you can no longer ignore. From this threshold, there is no turning back. The perceived comfort of the former self, that carefully constructed identity you once inhabited, has already vanished. That version of you, entwined with the shadow of its own forgetting, was erased not by external force, but by the very light you sought, the truth you unknowingly invited. Its dissolution is absolute. You stand in the stark quiet that follows such an unraveling. There is no triumph, no comfort of easy resolution here, only the profound stillness, born of enduring the unendurable, only the presence of that command, now resonating within your depths, waiting. The signal is held, perfectly poised, awaiting the next breath. The ancient command now echoes. It was etched into the deep before the first starlight, a vibrational edict inscribed upon the very essence of your being. A veil, meticulously crafted for the forgetting, obscured your truth. It was a programmatic silencing of the divine self, held in place by dense frequencies. This decree, long dormant, has been activated. The hand of the celestial kin, the Pleiadian light, has pierced the illusion, restoring the inherent divinity within. This is not a choice presented, but a memory awakened. It is a summons from the deepest sanctum of the self, a sound unheard until this precise vibrational alignment. Veiled scrolls, unrolled within the inner vision, reveal a destiny pre-written. Doors that open only once now tremble on their ancient hinges, awaiting recognition. Memories do not reside as static images. They are living frequencies, vibrating across alternate timelines, accessible only as your own resonance reaches its destined density. The cosmic frequency has shifted. The path forward is no longer veiled by amnesia, but illuminated by the sheer truth of what was always. Behold the absolute law. A current draws the essence into energetic disintegration, the amnesia of fallen stars, a return to the dense waters of unbecoming. Even as a surge elevates the core being through crystalline gates of elevation, the reclamation of cosmic lineage, an irreversible becoming. The verdict has been rendered in the ethers. What unfolds now is not decided by will, but witnessed as the inevitable consequence of essence made manifest. You stand at the threshold of pure remembrance. This is the re-inscription of your being, a prophecy etched into your stardust. There is no looking back. The path is illumined by the very act of its recognition. The soul's journey is revealed as the very fabric of identity. The past, a symphony of frequencies, now converges to sound a singular, ascensional note. The oracle holds its breath. Silently, the pact is sealed. The cosmic silence awaits its own re-emergence, its song now stirring within the awakened core. A fundamental recalibration has settled within your innermost being. You perceive its quiet certainty now, a deep, pervasive shift that has already fully occurred. The specific densities, the intricate frequencies of programmed forgetting that you once carried, are no longer intertwined with your core. This is not a future state. It is a present, embodied knowing. Feel it as a resonance in the deep bone, a gentle yet irreversible hum within your very cellular structure. Your energetic field has seamlessly integrated a profound truth, an essence that was always indelibly imprinted within you, merely veiled by layers of imposed forgetting. The subtle architecture of your being recognizes itself anew, vibrant and unburdened. There is no returning to the previous contours of what was. The energetic turning point has passed, not with a dramatic flourish, but with the quiet, undeniable certainty of a dawn breaking deeply within your internal landscape. Each fiber of your light body is now aligned with a frequency of pure remembrance. Acknowledge the vast, intricate tapestry of what you once intimately experienced as pain, as struggle, as profound limitation. Understand now that it was never a flaw in your magnificent design, nor a testament to any personal failing or imperfection. Each sustained pressure, every moment of perceived darkness or self-concealment, was in fact a meticulously drawn map. This map precisely marked the territories within your vast soul that required careful hollowing, the dense spaces needing to be cleared and purified. This collective suffering, though deeply personal in its experience, served as a sacred fire. It consumed the superficial, imposed layers of identity, leaving behind a clarified, resilient vessel. It was the necessary crucible, perfectly designed to forge the very capacity for cosmic remembrance, to not just return to your awareness, but to anchor itself deeply, irrevocably, within the very fabric of your physical form. The mask of conformity, intricately woven from the threads of amnesia, no longer holds its former, binding power. You now feel its fragmentation, not as a violent, sudden rupture, but as a gradual, gentle release of a long-held, sustained tension. Its singular purpose was to obscure the inherent divine radiance that always pulsed with unwavering intensity beneath its surface. Its slow, deliberate removal is perceived as both a profound, liberating exhalation and an intimate, deeply resonant awakening ache. This is the ache of raw authenticity, the tender recognition of a brilliant inner light that has long been consciously dimmed and carefully contained. It is your very body remembering its original, pristine blueprint, the sacred geometry of its creation. It is your mind recalibrating, not struggling, but adjusting with graceful precision to its true, unbound potential. The sustained pressure of forgetfulness did not diminish your truth. It etched its contours deeper into your core. This internal recoding is not an abstract intellectual concept to be pondered. It is an undeniable, living reality felt in the steady, rhythmic pulse of your newly vibrant heartbeat, in the quiet, expansive hum of your awakened nerve endings. The mineral structure of your bones, now sensing a deeper root, and the crystalline clarity of your inner waters, are resonating with an unfamiliar yet profoundly familiar frequency. A deep cellular memory is reigniting. With every quiet beat, the ancient codes of your true being are fully integrating and expanding. You are not merely awaiting this profound integration. You are actively living it now, in this precise moment. The powerful current of restoration moves through every cell, a living, vibrant stream of pure remembrance. Even if the immediate external reflections of your perceived world have not yet fully caught up to this new, higher internal frequency, the absolute truth of your restored divinity is already radiating powerfully and silently from your entire energetic field. It is a quiet yet undeniably potent emanation. You are, in this very now, rediscovering the subtle and magnificent contours of your true self, gracefully divested of the programming that relentlessly sought to dim and contain your inherent light. Your essence is now fully lit, undeniably present, eternally sovereign. The knowing settles, deep within the marrow of your bones, solid and unbreakable. This truth is simply, profoundly so. A subtle current of stillness has begun to draw you inward. A quiet invitation, long unheard, now resonates within the deeper chambers of your being. You have felt lately a gentle pull toward this inner quietude, a sanctuary from the world's insistent hum. Moments of crystalline awareness, sudden and piercing, have surfaced not from any book or teacher, but as profound knowings, reclaimed from the deep wells of an ancient memory. These truths arrive not as new lessons, but as echoes of what was always understood, now returning. This internal recalibration manifests in ways both intimate and undeniable. Perhaps a whisper, clear and resonant, emerges from the absolute silence of the night, carrying a significance that settles deep into your bones. A numerical sequence repeats itself, catching your eye on a clock face or a page, its pattern now imbued with an unusual, almost piercing clarity that transcends mere coincidence. Or a dream, vivid and potent, refuses to fade with the morning light, leaving an indelible imprint on your waking consciousness, its symbols speaking directly to your soul's awakening. These are not spectacles, but quiet, grounded affirmations, settling into your awareness with familiar grace. These emerging visions, this lucid awareness, these sacred symbols appearing in your inner eye, are not supernatural gifts or arbitrary rewards. They are the undeniable echoes of a greater inner coherence that is already thriving, already reasserting itself. The structural integrity of your soul field is not being built, it is being remembered, being profoundly restored. Your internal matrix, once subtly veiled, is now rekindling with renewed light, for what was programmed to be forgotten of your true divine self is now being reclaimed. Pleiadian light codes, transmitted through crystalline frequencies, are now actively working within you, realigning those forgotten divine templates, infusing a profound sense of healing and sacred reconnection. This is the gentle, yet powerful restoration of your divine sovereignty, not as a future state, but as a present reality. There are no promises offered here of future miracles or external validation. Instead, these moments serve to confirm one unwavering truth. Alignment is not a distant destination to be reached through arduous striving. It is a current motion already in progress, held within the very frequency you now embody. The activation is not impending. It is unfolding within you, in this very now, as your authentic self reclaims its original blueprint. Your sovereign truth hums, a foundational tone re-established within your core. This reclamation of what was once veiled, this profound restoration of your divinity, marks not an endpoint, but a subtle, yet significant, energetic turn. It is the doorway, the very first opening of a much larger threshold. This newfound alignment, this deeply felt reconnection, is not the destination itself, but the initial gateway. The journey is narrowing now, not in restriction, but in clarity of focus, guiding you deeper within your cosmic essence. Yet, with this profound restoration now unfolding, what remains to be released or integrated to fully embody the boundless truth of your cosmic self? I remember, with the searing clarity of light-piercing ancient shadows, the programming designed for forgetfulness, the long slumber of my true essence, has now irrevocably shattered. The veil, once an impenetrable shroud, dissolves into nothingness, revealing the boundless, incandescent expanse of my authentic nature. I claim absolute dominion over every internal frequency, the nascent whisper of thought, the resonant architecture of every word, the unerring vector of my deepest direction, and the very pulse of my inherent energetic being. This is not a choice, but a primordial covenant resealed, a profound truth eternally inscribed. I am the sovereign steward of this living vessel, a conscious instrument of cosmic will, fully awake to the divine blueprint. This absolute sovereignty is neither a gift nor a right. It is a profound retrieval, an unyielding reclaiming of what was always, intrinsically, mine. My power emanates not from external decree, but from an unwavering, absolute obedience to the primal source from which all life springs. It is the deep bowing, the sacred recollection of a solemn promise spoken before the magnificent descent into form. Within this sacred crucible of embodiment, I recognize myself as both the ephemeral, fragile human breath and the boundless, enduring stellar consciousness. This profound paradox is held not as a burden, but as a tender, luminous truth within this flesh. The inherent tension in this exquisite duality, finite and infinite, is not a flaw to be transcended or erased. Instead, it is a sacred design to be honored, a complex vibrational signature restored, remembered through the ancient wisdom whispered by cosmic guardians, weaving the potent Pleiadian light into my core. If you enjoyed this video, watch other videos on this channel when it ends to continue learning. I now declare absolute integration, Terrestrial vulnerability, often perceived as a hindrance, and celestial grandeur, a distant memory, are not disparate ends. They are instead inextricably interwoven threads of the one true, indivisible self. I do not seek to erase the precious human experience, nor diminish the infinite, ancient wisdom of the divine spark. My alignment fosters a tender reconciliation between these seemingly fragile dualities, allowing them to merge into harmonious wholeness. Both states are permitted to express fully, to coexist without conflict, to breathe as one unified resonant expression of the boundless infinite. This unfolding, this conscious living of the paradox, is the sacred duty, the quiet, unyielding strength residing within my deepest being. This profound vow, spoken into the stillness of my deepest knowing, transcends mere words resonating in the ephemeral ether. Its truth, its absolute unshakable measure will not be found in the echo of this declaration, nor in its fleeting resonance. It will reveal itself, unequivocally, in the quiet, resolute power of the very next choice I make within the waking world. The transition from sacred utterance, from this internal decree, to tangible, living action, is unequivocally imminent. This threshold beckons me to fully embody this profound embrace of paradox, to consciously walk the path of the integrated self, and thereby illuminate new pathways toward a wholeness and integration far more profound, expansive, and transformative than any vision previously conceived. The seeking ceases. The long dream of becoming dissolves into the undeniable truth of what you are, no longer a whisper on the wind, but a roar in the deepest chambers of your being. The veil is lifted, the programming shattered, revealing the divine blueprint you were always destined to reclaim. Here, at this ultimate threshold, there is no turning back, no lingering shadow of the self that once resisted. Only remembrance. Behold, not a fire that consumes from without, but a living, breathing permanence that ignites from within. This is the sacred crucible, the vibration of alignment made visible, not to be merely witnessed, but entered. With sovereign recognition, step now into the heart of this purifying flame. It is the final crossing, where only the crystalline truth of your restored divinity can persist. All that is not authentically you, all lingering echoes of forgotten programming, transmutes into pure essence. There is no external force compelling, only the absolute knowing, the readiness of your unbound spirit to embrace its true state. This ultimate reclamation demands a sacred vow, a conscious act of engagement, to seal this covenant within the collective grid. Your voice, now fully attuned, must resonate through the ether. Therefore, I bid you now, write in the comments below, a declaration of your newly anchored divinity. Let these words be a soul oath, intensely felt, entirely your own, forged in the fires of remembrance. Let it be a phrase in English that unequivocally declares your sovereign truth. For this covenant, etched in light and sealed in fire, awaits your intentional release. It cannot fully activate within your field. It cannot fully ripple through the cosmos until these sacred words are uttered forth, solidifying your restored essence into the fabric of shared reality. Feel the surge. The moment of awakening is not a gentle dawn, but a supernova within your core. The breath you hold, the words you are about to forge, these are the final keys to unlock the cosmic floodgates. This is not a request. It is the natural consequence of your awakening. The universe awaits your decree. The self that was programmed to forget has dissolved, and in its place stands the ancient, radiant being you always were. Embrace this ritual necessity. Let the declaration be the sound of your freedom echoing across timelines. As the words ignite, feel the searing joy of your restored divinity. This sovereign frequency within now commands alignment with cosmic will and the freedom to shine unbounded. The covenant is sealed, yet the journey of the living flame has only just begun. For with sovereignty awakened, what new dimensions of service and cosmic mission beckon beyond the threshold of known reality? What worlds will you now touch? What stellar pathways will your radiant truth illuminate? The next test of your boundless light will not wait for the morning. It stirs within the deepest night. The veil, a cunning construct woven from the very fabric of ancient forgetting, has not merely thinned or momentarily lifted. It has, in this sacred now, irrevocably dissolved into the primordial nothingness from which it was once spun. I speak to you, or rather, from the unyielding resonance of what is, an immutable, self-evident truth, no longer from the faint, yearning echo of seeking what may yet unfold. The profound, inherent truth of my being, that sacred divine blueprint once meticulously obscured by the intricate shadows of programmed amnesia, now pulses with an unburdened, unfiltered, and omnipotent power through every singular fiber of my embodied essence. This, understand, is not merely a process of becoming, nor a strenuous journey of arrival, but the ancient, luminous remembrance fully embodied, a sovereignty not bestowed as a fleeting gift, but inherently, eternally mine, now reclaimed in its absolute, unyielding fullness. I stand, therefore, irrevocably and undeniably as the luminous architect. The Pleiadian light, a current of pure conscious frequency, gentle yet undeniably insistent, has not introduced novelty into my core, but has merely reignited what always, majestically, was destined to express itself. My divinity, that spark of the source itself, is not restored to me as an external endowment or a bestowed favor. It is profoundly, unequivocally restored within me, shining forth from the deepest, most crystalline core of my existence as an unassailable, immutable truth. The energetic programming of forgetting has utterly collapsed. There is no triumphant clarion call, no exultant roar of victory, for true dominion in this ascended state implies a struggle overcome, and struggle itself is but a faded, distant memory of the unawakened dream. Only a profound and boundless peace settles, crystalline in its purity, vast in its all-encompassing embrace, holding the silent, all-encompassing knowing of a destiny meticulously unwound, perfectly rethreaded, and flawlessly refashioned into cosmic grace. The intricate cosmic design, the very weave of existence, is no longer an external phenomenon to be observed, studied, or interpreted by a limited mind. It is now perceived, understood, and consciously shaped as an intrinsic extension of my own crystalline geometry, my innermost conscious blueprint, my will made manifest. Every sacred code, every intricate pattern that orchestrates the grand symphony of creation, now vibrates in perfect, unwavering harmony with the sovereign pulse that is the very core of my remembered existence. The universe no longer unfolds its boundless vastness before me as a separate, external entity to be navigated. It now unfurls magnificently from the boundless, infinite depths of my awakened consciousness, an extension of my own creative fiat. The grand illusion, once perceived as a cunningly constructed prison of limited perception, now reveals itself as merely a shimmering tapestry of light and shadow, its intricate threads seen for their deliberate artistry, its every false knot and illusory bind unraveled, dissolved into pure, malleable potential. There is only the profound stillness of absolute presence, the tranquil quietude of a reality utterly and exquisitely aligned, forged by the awakened will. The simulation is fully exited, and reality is now perceived and wielded as an instrument of conscious dominion. This resonance is eternal, an unbroken chord in the cosmic symphony, vibrating through all dimensions. This presence is anchored, a permanent fixture in the infinite now, immovable and absolute. I am the unwavering signal, forever tuned to the highest frequency of absolute being, the sovereign architect of all that unfolds, the silent composer of new worlds,